out of that mountain that you guys see in front of you, the canyon, and then the mountain on the south side or the left. The latest one we investigated last year, the Provo Bigfoot sighting and video. We showed up 2 or 3 days after it happened. Found some tracks up there that looked Bigfoot shaped. And then of course Derek stayed down in the valley where it was filmed from on a cell phone, and he used his cell phone, and it wasn't apples to apples, oranges to oranges. Derek's always has the best camera phone that money can buy. He had a much better quality phone than the guys that got lucky and got that Bigfoot up there, so we did the best to make the comparisons, but that thing looked like it was close to twice my height. It was definitely 2 to 3 times wider, broader than I am. But that's the latest Bigfoot sighting to get caught on video. And then you got the Squaw Peak video, you got the Sundance Bigfoot video, Tribble
Creek or Tribble
Lake.
I'm not quite sure which one.
I think it's a reservoir.
Yeah.
I think everybody calls it Tribble Lake. Provo's a massive city, and that Bigfoot last year was caught on the foothills. Someone that just lived a block away from
the bench.
On the bench. There's one more street with some houses, and the Bigfoot was up on the mountain above all that.
You know, Provo is a big populated city, and then there's mountains and mountains and mountains forever. So just because there's a big city, it abuts a huge mountain range, so that doesn't have anything to do with the city. So just because this canyon is called Provo Canyon, I mean, as you can see on both sides of the road, there's just lots and lots of mountain area that wilderness everywhere, and reservoirs and rivers and lakes, and
yeah, lake right here off to our right. Yeah, these mountains are called the Wasatch Front. They're in the Rocky Mountains, but these Wasatch Mountains, you know, they run all the way up to Idaho practically, and go all the way down south, past Orem and Nephi, and even further south than that. But there's a lot of Bigfoot sightings in these mountains. As a matter of fact, Weber County, Jenny and I live in Weber County. On the BFRO website, the biggest concentration of Bigfoot reports on their website in Utah is in Weber County. And of course, all of them are actually in the mountains in Weber County. Practically all of them.
Yeah, when you live in northern Utah, you can be living in a suburb or a city, and then in 30 minutes you can be in the mountains.
Right.
Because it's just a it's a mountainous state, especially northern Utah. A lot of people don't realize how big these mountains are, but they're huge.
Yeah, we live in an area where the most recorded sighting reports in Weber County. But this area we're going into is by far the most Bigfoot caught on video. I don't know what it is about this area, Of course, people have their cell phones now, like the Provo Bigfoot was captured on cell phone.
Wasn't there another couple that they caught it on their dash cam?
I don't know if it was a dash cam or they just started recording with a camera or a handheld deal, but that was I believe it's called the Sundance Bigfoot.
The Sundance.
That was. And people have gone back and done size comparisons where they captured it off to the side of the road and it was gigantic. Yeah, they saw something off the side of the road and they turned back around and started a camera. And when it comes to Bigfoot, rarely does lightning strike twice, so they got so lucky being able to flip around and go back and catch that Bigfoot off the side of the road in the trees.
It must have wanted to cross the road because it didn't retreat.
Yeah, and it was huge. I don't know, that Bigfoot looks a lot like the one captured at Tribble Lake, and then the one that was up on the bench mountain up above Provo last year. That one's huge. I mean, it makes you wonder, is it the same one?
Well, yeah, it's all within walking distance of each other.
All those videos were shot really close. And then the Squaw Peak one, that was a smaller Bigfoot. That Bigfoot was only about 6 feet tall. That's a really cool video.
That's just
yeah, and it's easy for you guys to look them up. Just go onto YouTube and look up Squaw Peak Bigfoot. That video's running around. That Bigfoot was hunched down trying to hide from those guys, and they thought it was a bear, started filming it, and then it stood up.
Baby. They were a little startled.
Its profile and shape is just crazy too. It's kind of funny, you know, you should be afraid of a bear in its natural environment. And they're okay with it being a bear that close, filming it and everything, and then all of a sudden, it's a monster come to life, and
it's not fun no more.
Yeah, it's not no fun no more. They ran.
Yes, they did.
But Jenny, Derek, and I have been all over these mountains and hills because of all these videos of Bigfoot that have been filmed here. Bigfoot here must be very photogenic because he gets on camera a lot.
Those mountains are so big right there. The mountains that you see off to your left, the very top ones that are in the clouds, there's actually some mountain goats that live up there. The white ones with the black horns.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of them.
Those are mountain goats.
Yeah, they're mountain. I don't know like the specific name for them, but there's a whole little herd of them up there.
I don't want to go as fast as a lot of these people are. I kind of want to take my time going through this. Yeah, several weeks after the Squaw Peak Bigfoot footage was filmed, Derek, Jenny, and I come up here looking for that Bigfoot. Okay, the Squaw Peak Bigfoot, didn't realize it until, you know, when we went up and investigated the Provo Bigfoot sighting. We decided since we were so close, we were going to drive around to Squaw Peak and look around. I mean, because obviously a Bigfoot's been filmed there before, so, you know, Derek and I wanted to be really thorough searching for the Bigfoot that was just filmed 2-3 days ago. And that Squaw Peak, you go directly over the mountain to it. It's less than a mile away from where the Provo Bigfoot was filmed. So, kind of got to visit these places to kind of put that scenario together. In my opinion, they were two different individuals.
Well, the one was way bigger and lighter color, more brown. The other one was smaller and black, or dark brown.
Yeah, the one the Squaw Peak one, in my opinion, was a juvenile. About 6 feet tall or so, maybe not even that tall. Where with the size comparison that we did with me standing in the same place in one of the frames of the video is that Provo Bigfoot that was filmed this time last year. It looks 8, maybe it could even be 9 feet tall. It's just massive and thick.
It was wide,
yeah,
and its shoulder span and chest were just huge.
I'll put in the link of this video my investigation up there, and you guys can see in the video of me climbing up there how difficult it was for me to climb up to the top of that mountain where it was filmed in that snow. I mean, it was very difficult. Matter of fact, Derek got part way up there and it was just too dangerous for him. He's really has a phobia of heights, and I needed him down being a spotter to get me in the right place. So it all worked out. I had him go back down to where the guys filmed it, and when I got on top of the mountain, I called him up on cell phone and he directed me to the spot, and he got me there. So that helped to get a size for us. But when I was climbing up there, I was like, okay, who's gonna put on a big bulky costume, you know, and climb up here to do a grainy, long distance?
Well, hope somebody is looking for them.
Yeah.
Hey, look up here! I'm hiding up here.
Or even if they coordinated with someone to film them. I mean, I was just like, yeah, there's much more convenient places to do one of these than on the top of that mountain.
Yeah.
Then south of this area last year, 2 months later, a guy filmed the Lone Peak Bigfoot, and I'll put a link to that in the video too. That one's not as good as the Provo one. That guy that captured the Lone Peak Bigfoot, he had a spotting scope. He one of his hobbies is to sit in his backyard and spot these mountains here with his very powerful scope. And he says, you know, he sees wildlife all the time, and he saw this humanoid figure and zoomed in on it and started watching it, and he's like, why in the hell is someone in the deep snow on top of the mountain?
By himself.
Yeah, by himself, no backpack. And then he was amazed how easily it was moving.
And quickly. Through
the snow, and then he realized that it's probably Bigfoot. So he grabbed a camera and put the camera up to the eyepiece and filmed it, you know. So, you know, people are going to complain about the footage, but that dude did the best he could with what he had. And we pinpointed on Google Maps where he was filming from and where he filmed that creature, and he was 8 miles away.
Yeah, he did he did a good job considering how it was filmed and where it was filmed from.
So yeah, that was filming Bigfoot nearly in the same area twice in 3 months.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So yeah, this is just a crazy place for all of that. So I wanted to film driving through the canyon. I want to drive into Tribble. Did we miss the turn off to Tribble? Do you remember?
No. It's American Fork Canyon.
American Fork Canyon's to the north of us, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We want to take you guys into Tribble while we still have some daylight. Because that Bigfoot at Tribble Lake was filmed in the wintertime. And we went up probably 4 or 5 days after that Bigfoot was filmed, Derek, Jenny, and I. And we found something unexpected. There was all these insects in the snow just thriving around that lake.
It was some sort of a...
Yeah, we figured out what kind of insect they were, but it was...
They were all hatching. It was so weird.
Yeah, so it made me wonder, was that Bigfoot there for that protein mill of all these insects that were actually hatching in the wintertime in snow? I mean, how rare is that? So...
Wow, that's pretty.
Yeah, that
big old waterfall.
Yeah, we saw some waterfall ice climbers a couple of years ago.
Yep.
Scaling those crazy, crazy people, man. You guys are crazy. Daredevils.
Yeah, I don't mind climbing in when it's dirt, but ice is another matter. There's a deer on the side of that mountain over there.
Good eyes. I know you're looking for some Bigfoot shapes, huh?
Yeah, but it was only a deer. But there are animals.
Off to our left, these mountains are foothills. Off to the left is where the Squaw Peak footage was filmed, and then on the other side of that mountain peak that you guys can see to your left, that's where the Provo Bigfoot was. Only a mile difference between where those two Bigfoot were filmed.
As the crow flies.
Very close. One mile, that's spitting distance for an animal. Yeah, Derek even flew the drone around Tribble Lake about a week after that sighting happened. Although we did not see Bigfoot on the drone, we found a hidden valley type canyon that we would have never known existed without using that drone. Those drones are really good for scouting. So at some point in time, we want to hike up into that bowl, and that bowl's the same direction that Bigfoot was coming down off the mountain down by the lake. But yeah, it makes me wonder if that Bigfoot was there in the wintertime for those insects that were hatching by the thousands, millions, probably.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, they were
every year.
They were everywhere.
Just like the bears will go up when all the moths are hatching on the side of the mountain and lick them up.
We'll leave a description in the description of this video. We'll leave a link to our Tribble Bigfoot investigation, so you guys can actually see the insects. We did some research and found out what they're called, and I'm sorry it escapes me right now on the road what the name of those insects were. Okay, do you know the best way to...
Yeah, go to Orem.
Hit the Orem one? Okay.
You know, he's turning it back on when we get...
Yeah, I'll just cut this part out from here to there. So they don't have to watch us drive on the boring freeway to the next canyon over. We're getting ready to enter American Fork Canyon. beautiful mountains on either side of the canyon. That American Fork Canyon. Back in there, there's a loop to Sundance, where one of the Bigfoot videos was captured, and then the other was right at the Triple Fork Lake or Reservoir.
Timpanogos Canyon's up here.
And the Timpanogos, I'm always, and this isn't an exaggeration, once or twice a year, somebody will get a hold of me and tell me about their Bigfoot sighting and experience in the Timpanogos area.
Well, you can drive to Heber from here. It goes up and over the top of the mountain. And we've done it. It's beautiful back in there.
Yep, and it's one of the scariest drives I've ever done in my life.
That's right. There's a little...
It is scary.
There's a little stretch of street. That's not a street. It's a dirt road that's a complete... You're hanging off the side of a cliff.
Hundreds of feet drop off, and...
It's a one-way, and people are trying to pass each other. It's a joke.
Oh, it's so scary.
But the road in front of that and the road on the other side of that little stretch is perfectly nice and beautiful, and you just got to white knuckle it through that one little stretch.
Oh my gosh. I know we were both freaking out. That was so scary.
Well, our tires were hanging off the one side.
Yo.
I don't really get scared.
Yeah, they really need a sign at the bottom that really tells you what to expect, because
by the time you get to know what you expect, you can't turn around because there's nowhere else to go. Good times.
I thought we were going to die.
I did too.
I know, and then I'm like, what's the statistics for how many cars go off that thing every year? Because it's, you know, it's just a little teeny dirt crappy road that's hanging off a cliff, and
it's bad.
I don't know, even if they have a sign, we don't listen to them. Remember when we hiked down to the ocean on Damnation Trail in south of Crescent City, California? Yeah, somebody wrote on Sharpie marker on the sign that tells you, you know, the road, the trail that takes you down the ocean. Don't go down there, blah,
Turn
blah,
back
blah.
now.
Yeah,
That's horrible.
People wrote on there with Sharpie how bad it was, and yeah, on the way back, yeah, you climb, I think you climb 1,500 feet in less than a mile, and it's a butt kicker. And on the way back, I was like, oh yeah, people tried to warn us.
It's good though. I'm glad that we went all the way to the beach.
Now we know.
Now we know.
Yep, Damnation, that's a good name for it. Okay, so we just went through Provo Canyon and showed you guys, you know, kind of what that canyon's all about.
2 miles, arrive at American Fork Canyon, turn right.
And this canyon is about 5 miles north of that canyon, and a couple of Bigfoot videos come out of this particular canyon.
Arrive at American Fork Canyon, turn right.
I don't know how far we're going to be able to get up this road. I don't know how far they have it closed.
Oh,
7 miles.
Hopefully they let us through. I think we should be able to get the Triple Fork Reservoir.
Yeah, people
I don't
snowshoe
think
there.
I don't think they close it down in the wintertime. I don't think they're going to be charging us money to come in either. Self-service fee tubes. All right.
Just at the major trailheads. Not here. You just.
I know. There's a stop sign right there. I wasn't going to run it. I was going to do my stop and then go. I blast through that, a cop will be watching. That's always how it works.
Gosh, the wind is blowing so hard out there. I hope we're not.
Okay, and one of the Bigfoot sightings caught on video was off the side of the road through here. Just saying.
Yeah.
People will sometimes say that, you know, you guys just driving around tables, what does that accomplish? Well over half the Bigfoot sighting reports are from the seat of someone's car. And plus, we cover so much more territory for you guys. You get to see on our way in and out of places that we hike to look for Bigfoot.
Yeah. We actually have to drive to those spots. You don't magically just beam in.
Yep. And you guys get to see more of the territory where Bigfoot supposedly lives. The nice thing about these two areas that we're showing you guys is it's just not a report, it's a video comes with it. Multiple witnesses. And
yeah, that one in Provo Canyon, there was a crowd of people.
there was at least 4 of them, and one guy was filming.
Oh, I'm not even just talking about the people who were filming it. There was other people there on the trail that weren't with them.
Yeah, and then the Squaw Peak one, there was like 5 or 6 guys that witnessed that one. Every one of them crapped their pants and took off running when that Bigfoot stood up. Oh, bear, no big deal. But yeah, when it finally figure out that it's not a bear, it freaked them all out. That was awesome. That Bigfoot was squatting down, and you know that Bigfoot was thinking, I hope nobody notices me.
Yeah, I'll just sit right here, and maybe they'll go away.
Austin's Bigfoot sighting, the Bigfoot was doing the same damn thing. It was down on all 4s in a dried up creek bed.
Just sitting there waiting for him to go away.
Yep, and they thought it was a bear, so they were sitting there scoping it down, and once it realized that they were staring it down, it got up and walked off. And then him and his dad were crapping their pants because they thought they were observing a bear the whole time until it stood up and started walking off.
Yeah, he was just crouched down. Nothing to see here. I'm a bear. Go away.
We actually keep a game camera on that creek bed. We actually keep 3 game cameras right around Austin's sighting, not just because of his sighting, but there's 6 other people that we know of over the last 40 years that have had Bigfoot sightings in the same spot. Yeah, when Austin was telling me about his sighting, you know, I kind of feel like I'm an expert on Bigfoot sighting hotspots because I study sighting locations, and there's several up there, and then I also know several people that have them, and then he starts telling me about it, his sighting, and then he tells me where it's at, and I'm like, you gotta be crapping me. I was already keeping a couple of cameras near where his sighting was. I'm like, no way.
First time I ever saw a bobcat was in this canyon, and it just ran right out in front of me and just kept running.
Oh, you saw a bobcat here?
Mm-hmm. I was with my mom and my sister.
Uh-huh.
And we decided we were going to randomly go camping one day. And we got way up in here. We were in a campground, and that thing just ran right out, right in front of me. He was fluffy.
Coincidentally, the last game camera that I serviced, we captured a daytime bobcat on it.
Oh.
Walking on video. I think I showed you the other day. I had you like, Jenny, come check this out. Remember?
That's right. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
We've seen a daytime bobcat in Colorado, in
Oh yeah, Mesa Verde.
Mesa Verde.
That's right. We spotted him from a long ways away and zoomed in with one of our powerful cameras on him.
It was just, I can see it across the gorge, and it was just trotting along on one of the trails, and it was totally the different color than the sand that was around it, so he stood out.
I was tickled to death that we got a daytime bobcat on a handheld camera.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I mean, you would have never got him with even the best cell phone camera.
No.
I mean, we had one of our most powerful cameras that we had to zoom in to get him. I mean, even though we could see him with the naked eye, he was a good distance away.
It was about this time of night when those people...
Yeah, dusk.
Yeah.
Dusk is one of the most popular sighting times. It's usually also your best odds of seeing wildlife, because this is the time of day that they go to a water source and then go back to wherever they like to be. They come down to the water sources.
Yeah, this time of night, you'll see more deer and more elk than anything else in any time of the day.
Snow's pretty deep. I'll be surprised to see a elk or a deer in this deep snow, but I don't know. They're still out and about. Amazing. This canyon is just a very popular recreation area all year round. And there's some people that are like, what? Bigfoot and American Fork Canyon, freaking, you know, that canyon gets overrun with people in the summertime and this and that, but you know, if the resources are there that they need, they'll skirt around the crowds of people, obviously.
Well, the people can only be in one spot. They're not going to be up there on top of the mountain.
Yeah, 99.9% of the people are going to be right down in the valley by the rivers and the lakes. What sucks about this time of day is our handheld cameras don't work as well. This dash cam you guys are watching, though, has really great IR night vision. So if something goes across the road in my headlights, it should show up very well for y'all. Okay, I want to go up to this until it's blocked off, and then we'll come back.
Okay.
Because I don't... This is where the one that they captured it off the side of the road.
Okay.
So we'll go up to where they have it blocked off. I think this is called the Sundance Loop, isn't it? Or no, it's Alpine Loop. I'm sorry. It's close to Sundance Ski Resort, so they sometimes call it the Sundance Bigfoot. They also call it the Alpine Loop Bigfoot. Plus, there's another Bigfoot video floating around where a guy hiking off trail up here, he parked off the side of this Alpine Loop and went hiking. He captured a Bigfoot. So that's another video I spaced off. Yeah, we're just taking you guys in an area where there's at least 6 videos of the creature that I know of. So it just makes me laugh, you know. That's all within a 10-mile square area. 6 videos come out of this area, and then people are like, how come nobody ever catches pictures or video of it?
They capture it all the time. People just don't like it.
Or take it seriously.
It's not good enough.
I'll tell you what, just about all the videos in this area, I think, are really good ones. It does suck, though, when the people get scared and take off running right at the time they're getting really good footage. And then it sinks in that it's a monster to them. They're like, yeah, I'm getting out of here. Yeah, Thinker Thunker did a breakdown of this alpine Bigfoot after somebody went and stood in the same spot where they'd filmed it off the side of the road. That was a summertime sighting, though. Most of the videos out of this area are wintertime. The Squaw Peak one was fall. The Alpine one was the summer. And I think the rest of them are all wintertime. Lone Peak, Provo, the Tibble Creek was wintertime. So I know people ask, you know, does the creature hibernate? Does the creature...
I don't think so. That's my opinion.
Does it migrate? Well, I don't... The ones that live around here don't, because they get spotted and videotaped in the middle of winter, so they're not hibernating and they're not migrating. They're here.
It's not necessarily true that they're not migrating. We don't know what time of year they spend in what other place.
Right, and I guess it's what you consider migration is moving off the top of the mountain down into the foothills. Is that considered a migration? There's Timpanogos Peak. So many Bigfoot sightings in and around that mountain that you guys are looking at right now. Yeah, once or twice a year someone gets a hold of me and tells me about their Bigfoot encounter right there.
Yeah, that mountain is so tall that things don't even grow on it. It's barren at the top.
Hope you guys like these roundtable drives, because these are our podcasts. I mean, we'll sit in front of the computer and do a podcast once in a while, but we'd rather be out here looking.
Yeah.
I think our chances are much better of getting a sighting on one of these than sitting at home talking about it. Wow, it's getting dark. I'm having a hard time seeing real well into the distance, and I look into this dash cam and it's picking things up so much better than what I'm seeing. Our last dash cam had good IR too. Alright, we're gonna take you guys to the Tibble Fork Reservoir, where another video was done of Bigfoot, and then we'll probably end it somewhere around at that point. However, if we capture anything after that, we'll put it at the end of the video. Anything interesting. Are you cold or hot?
Cold.
I'm drinking coffee and I have a pretty thick sweater on.
Cold and tired.
Yeah. These Bigfoot that keep on getting filmed out in the snow and on the mountain tops, or the tops of the foothill mountains and stuff. I'm just like, why is someone going to put on a fursuit and climb to the top of the mountain hoping someone films them?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys look up this Tibble Fork Bigfoot. That Bigfoot coming down out of the trees in that dude's direction was pretty intimidating. Yeah, when there's a Bigfoot sighting, especially a video in the Wasatch Front, that's where we live. So we get out to these sightings and video locations pretty quick after they happen. That Provo one, they didn't come out with the location, and I messaged the guys asking the location, and one of my friends was able to use some of the clues in the video and Google Maps, and he was able to figure it out before they gave us a response. And then God, I think we got home after doing our investigation. We're the next day after we got home, and the guys that shot the footage, they finally got back with us and told us where it was at. And I was like, yeah, we've already been there.
Yep.
We figured it out. Faced the GPS downward so you guys weren't getting the glare off the windshield on that. Look how deep the snow is here.
Yeah, I always worry about avalanche because they had one just not too long ago. It was a warm day today.
Yeah, it was the warmest day that we've had in weeks. Yeah, we hiked around the Tibble Fork Lake about 5 days after that video, and hiking around we figured out where it happened, but we didn't find any footprints. But it had like snowed and everything since it had happened. As a matter of fact, the day we showed up it was snowing.
Yeah.
But it was too close to home to not go and look. And then we find those bugs hatching everywhere. I was like, a Bigfoot could just get handfuls and handfuls of those. There's certain times of year, and they've noticed it in Yellowstone, where the grizzly bears will climb up high up on the mountain to the boulder fields and start rolling boulders over when the moths are or spawning, breeding, whatever the heck they're doing, and they sit and just gorge on them, and they eat 8,000 to 10,000 calories a day worth of moths. So even though insects are small, I mean, you get a buffet of them,
yeah,
all in one spot. It's worth it. Jenny and I brought our snowshoes this time. However, I'm not going snowshoeing in the dark.
Yeah.
We got here a little bit later than I thought we would. I just can't believe how well used this canyon is in the wintertime.
People snowshoe and
Cross-country ski.
Cross-country ski.
There's a lot of snowmobilers up here too. And they ice fish.
Well, Utah's a big, huge winter recreational place. People come here from all over the world just to use our snow.
Yeah, we got the famous powder, that Great Salt Lake effect. That big salty lake makes some dry, fluffy snow, or powdery snow. Yeah, people are out there ice fishing right now.
Oh yeah, there's some clinger-oners. They're out there.
Okay, the reservoir's kind of on the right-hand side, and directly in front of us across the reservoir, over in those trees over there at the base of the mountain, that's where the Tibble Fork Bigfoot was filmed. Right across over there. And we come up here, flew a drone, hiked all over. Wow. Popular place.
Those are some nice sleds.
Yeah, they look like motorcycle sleds.
Yeah, they're mono. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Go bigfooting on those. If you guys are into snowmobiling and all that, you guys see any suspect footprints in the snow, we want to see them. You guys email them to rmsobigfoot@gmail.com. RMSO for Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Organization Bigfoot @gmail.com. Alright, so a lot of the naysayers that are like, there's too many houses, there's too many people for Bigfoot to be there. Well, this, in my opinion, this area that we just showed you has the most Bigfoot videos coming out of the area than anywhere in the United States, in my opinion. And it's a pretty popular recreation area. So obviously the people recreating isn't scaring the Bigfoot away. That's probably why so many have been caught on videos, is because, I mean, for a sighting there's got to be two things. There's got to be a person there and a Bigfoot there at the same time. And now with cell phones, people always have a camera on them. So we're getting a lot more Bigfoot videos in this day and age. Alright, I'm going to end this video. I hope you guys enjoyed a look at a Bigfoot sighting hotspots. It's also a Bigfoot filming hotspot with at least 6 videos, maybe 7 if you count the Lone Peak one south of here. Alright, keep on watching. We're going to keep on squatching.